This is Jess with Local Music Somewhere, and you're listening to rBeatz Radio. Today in the studio with rBeatz, we have Fox and Vead, Outlaw Country / alternative rock band. It's a pretty great group. I'm so excited to have you guys in today. So how's it going?
Great. Yeah,
going
thank
good.
you.
Going great.
Excited to be here.
Yeah. So Fox and Vead, let's talk about the band. You know, I know it's based off of you guys, a duo songwriter situation. So tell me, a little bit about yourselves.
We all used to play in a band together, in like a cover band. And we all kind of started splitting up and coming back and forth. And then them two kind of parted into their own thing. Brought me in, brought our bass player in, and then that's just kind of how it was. They started writing country tunes, and then we morphed into more of a rock thing. So
yeah, we got Ashton and his bombastic drummer, quote unquote.
All right, go ahead and already bringing that up.
We've got Christian Vead and Logan Fox here, which are the names for the band here. We also have Ashton Red on drums, but we are missing who today? We're missing our bass player. Landon Allman, that's right. So where is he at today?
He went on a snowboarding adventure.
Dude's shredding. He's absolutely shredding up the slopes right now.
Yep. Shredding up the slopes. Oh,
I hope.
gosh.
He's either that or he's concussed.
Or he's in a neck brace.
Cast for the show tonight. Yeah.
You just came from Tennessee. Did your first gig out there. You're going to be heading down to Georgia soon. You're going to Boone tonight. You've got some Charlotte shows. And you guys have opened for some pretty cool acts. I mean, I'm looking and I'm seeing Everclear. So tell me about that gig.
They had some stuff planned that day, and I begged them to get rid of it because we had to open for Everclear.
Yeah,
I had a great time. I thought it was awesome. Everclear was awesome. They I've listened to Santa Monica and Father of Mine for so long that when that opportunity came up, I was so excited, and it was a great show. I think it was one of my.
Who they were.
Really? I love Everclear.
Yeah.
So how did that pop up?
So it's actually a funny, wild story. I used to DJ, and I DJ'd at a Belk one time, the store in the mall.
Oh, nice. There we go.
And the guy who got me that gig was like, "Oh, I heard your band, by the way. Let me get you guys a show for out here in this place called Carolina Adventure World in South Carolina." And we opened up for Colt Ford first. Country. Real country.
Yeah.
It's like a mud pit, so we were mud pitting. Then we went and played for those guys, and it was awesome. It just kept getting us more shows. Those guys have been a great connection for us.
You guys were a special guest on one of the recent Cameron Marlowe shows, the Ritz in Raleigh in November. So tell me about that. Was it fun? It had to be. The crowds are great for him.
It's sold out there. It was crazy.
It was insane.
Yeah.
He just randomly DM'd us one day, and he was like, well, I think his parents have heard of us because they come to our shows sometime. So they must
really?
We're from the same
the same
area.
He's from Kannapolis and we're from Concord, so we're right next to each other. And I think his parents must have put us on. And
shout out Liz Marlowe.
Yeah, shout out Liz.
Liz
Marlowe.
Kip.
Wow.
Kip and Liz.
Kip and Liz Marlowe.
Stuff, and his band and him, they're so cool. They're the coolest people.
They invited us
out.
And that boy can sing.
Yes, he
boy
can.
We had a great time at that show. I mean, I would say this is 100% the biggest show we ever played, and we loved it. And the nerves were flying. And
these guys were having
nerves
a
were
nervous
flying,
wreck.
really?
it's like these steps you walk down at the Ritz, and I feel like I just floated down those steps on the way.
Great. I had a good buzz going on.
I didn't do that. I'll have to do that next time.
You have a new single coming out tomorrow, okay?
Correct.
So it's called Too Far Gone. Tell me about it.
We wrote this, me, him, and our buddy Owen. Shout out Owen Turbyfield.
Oh, yeah.
Owen
All
and the
right.
Smokes. And we sat down. I think we wrote 3 songs that day. We wrote Too Far Gone, which is pretty much like a rock song. We wrote another song, which is actually, we just stole some bits from it, so we're about to be using that for one of our next singles. And then we wrote a R&B song, which is on the keyboard. We kind of hit them all that day. So.
When we get with Owen, Owen's he's not very country. He's more like indie and pop, and so when he comes in and we write with him, we get some different stuff.
Yeah.
We wrote that song that day.
To me, I describe the song as it's like country Creed.
Oh, there we go.
I swear, that's what I always think of. But, I love it. I think it's
Yeah.
awesome. I think it's fun.
I can't wait to hear it. Like when I'm listening through your songs, you know, it is a melting pot of different styles, and it's so fresh for me to hear that. And we were talking before we started rolling about, you know, the songwriting being the backbone of every song you're going to do. And if it can sound good stripped down, it's going to be great. And that brings me to the one song. What was the ballad we were talking about right before?
All on my own.
Yeah. I mean, and I know you all don't play it live too much because it'll change the mood, but that's another favorite of mine. And I think, what are the influences for you? I mean, it's a melting
They're
pot.
all over the pot.
I was
We
gonna
all
say, it's
we all
gotta
have
be.
like such crazy styles. So like Logan is a huge blues guy, like loves blues. Christian is a huge country, outlaw country, like that's a country boy right
that.
there.
Shout out Waylon Jennings.
Yeah.
I'm a huge like 90s rock, punk rock. Just I love high energy stuff. I was a huge Motley Crue fan.
Yeah.
And Landon is just kind of, he like fits in the gaps. He loves everything. He was a big Soundgarden fan. I know that much.
That's
so
great.
when we all come together, these guys mostly write the songs, and then me and Landon just kind of add our 2 cents and
Add
make
the
it
sauce to it.
Yeah.
Sauce to listen to it.
Yeah, well, it's working. I mean, when we look at the streams, and this is even from November of 23, y'all were just about at 500,000 streams. I'm not sure what that's up to by now, but that's pretty great with 72,000 listeners at that point. So how does it feel to like kind of, I mean, you're gaining momentum here. Do you feel that happening for you? Like if you look back at the last year, like
We're grateful, but we're very hungry. So we
Yeah.
try not to let any of that get to our heads. Like,
Right.
we love it, and we're very appreciative of everybody that listens to it. But we're very like,
Always
what's
on
next?
to the next step.
Yeah.
It's hard to, we appreciate it so much, but it's hard to wake up and be like, yeah, we're doing like awesome, because immediately I'm like, oh my God, we gotta do more. We gotta get better. Like, we gotta keep on
Right.
doing something. We're not doing good enough.
You got to improve every day. Yeah.
Wow, but that's what it takes, though. You know, it takes that passion and the grit, and it seems like you guys. I mean, obviously you have that. We were talking about you guys recording in South Carolina. You guys want to tell me you have an album out? Okay, we've got the Could Have Been Something that came out in September of 23, just a few months ago. So tell me about the recording process and all of that.
Our main man, Kenny in Archer Avenue Studios in Columbia, South Carolina. Shout out Kenny.
Kenny's the man.
He's our man.
Kenny is, we bring in the songs, and they're, sometimes they're well developed, and sometimes they're literally, we go in and we like don't have
have the
anything.
words.
Yeah, we got the words and,
have the
and a
words.
little bit of guitar, but Kenny is just like, he immediately sees the vision. He knows what we need to do, knows what's going on in the background. Like he's
has our sound
he's
down.
the
Very
guy.
professional.
Yeah,
He's-
and with each time we go, it gets more fluid and more understanding of what we're trying to capture. So shout out to Kenny and Archer Avenue
And Dave at Studio
and
B.
Dave,
man.
Studio
Dave.
B.
Dave put us on.
Put that extra polish on the end.
Yeah.
When I think about you guys on the road, I just imagine it's probably a very fun time. I mean, I think
lot of
someone can
chord.
agree in the room. It's probably
We're so stupid.
A lot of, yeah.
We say the dumbest when you're in a car for 7 hours with the same dudes over and over again. You say the most dumbest things
You know-
that come to mind.
Sometimes I told him last time we came back from Nashville, I was like, I really expected to be like, okay, I can like put my headphones in, maybe watch something, read a book. No, it's constantly like tapping on me and say something stupid. And a lot of Coors Light are ingested throughout the shows. Vodka Red Bulls.
Oh my
Gotta go through
gosh.
like Red Bulls at the
That's
show.
great. Have you guys written anything on the road, or does it come up at all? Like
I
brainstorm?
think we get more inspiration on the road,
Ah,
and then
yeah.
we'll take that and
think we
kind of.
have.
Yeah,
I
we'll
think we
get.
have.
I feel like we'll get inspiration,
Yeah.
and then we'll take it and come back home with it. And
Yeah.
try and write something out of it.
Yeah.
Right now, we're still kind of grunting things out a bit. So mostly, we don't really have much downtime when we go to these shows because we're still just grinding and like setting stuff up still.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still having to do all that stuff. So
Yeah, you don't get a lot of time to just
it's
sit
like
there and chill.
nonstop. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are doing all the jobs. You're covering all the bases. I know you got the merch. I want that sweatshirt, by the way.
It'll be online soon.
Great. So you guys are going to be performing an acoustic set here today, like 1 or 2 songs. Can you guys tell me about these songs? What are we thinking? What are we playing?
the newest one that comes out tomorrow.
We get to hear that
You
here.
can hear it early access.
We're doing Holy Water,
Holy Water.
which the chorus of Holy Water he wrote years and years ago, and we ended up writing a verse, and we kind of just mashed them together, and it sounded great, and we were like, yeah, we'll rock with it.
That's
It
great.
fights for the top song. I think it is the top
It's our
song
number one
today.
song.
Yeah.
But it'll switch every day.
popularity-wise.
Really?
It was
Okay, yeah.
very unexpected too. Like we put out our other singles, and then we put that one on the album, and we just tried to market each song in its own way, and that one just like
That one took off.
for some reason.
People love
Yeah.
that song.
So when you say market, do you mean like you kind of share one single at a time, or like what's your process for that? That's
We'll try and like do the trickle down effect where we'll take a few singles from the album and kind of we'll pick the best ones or what we think the best are at the time.
Yeah.
And kind of put those out first and then market
They always
the
have
rest
a way
of
of
them.
finding the
Yeah,
songs
they'll
have a
find
way
a way.
of finding their own place, whichever
whatever
one it
you
is.
think.
Yeah.
It's like, isn't that so bizarre? It's like you think that this song's going to do well or whatever, and it's always like just something
impossible to
different.
predict.
Yeah, you have
just
no
don't
idea.
know.
Yeah.
put out what you like personally, and
Yeah.
We put out
Yeah.
Marlboro Girl thinking that
Yeah.
it was going to be like, oh, people are going to love this one, and it didn't do as well as like
Oh yeah, we thought
the
it
rest
flopped.
of them.
Yeah.
but
I mean,
it's
that's
one
like
of the most songs they sing the most of.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
So
the
Wow.
fans love that song, but
Yeah.
the streams didn't love it as much.
That's so interesting. So then you're like fine tuning what works live and what works via streaming. I mean, you're obviously learning a ton doing all of this. I think what we would like to do is take a little break, and we're going to set up for that live performance.
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
Sounds great.
All right, you guys. I really enjoyed having you on.
It was awesome.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Fox and Vead, this is Too Far Gone. I drown myself, that's all I've done. On my nights drag on too long. I can't be alone. And she went home to help herself. Tried with me and went through hell. She knows I ain't well. It feels like I'm on a run. I see nothing wrong. Hurting myself every night. I feel right at home. Can't you see that I'm right here, standing alone? Oh, by the time you get this, I'll be too far gone. Oh, by the time you get this, I'll be too far gone. The worst of me got the best of her, 'cause she don't know her worth. Ain't her fault, I never learned. And all she had of us, she's burned. I see nothing wrong. Hurting myself every night. I feel right at home. Can't you see that I'm right here, standing alone? Oh, by the time you get this, I'll be too far gone. By the time you get this, I'll be too far gone.
We're gonna do another one. It's called Holy Water. This one's been out for a little while. Well, I drove 85 about a million times, seen everything there was to see. Smoked so much, Mary Jane don't affect me the same, so now I'm moving on to LSD. Had my way with Jack Daniel and some girls I don't remember when I moved down to Tennessee. Sold my soul to the devil just to write some love letters, but it ain't working out for me. Then This holy water is what I need to keep my sorrows from drowning over me. Lord, I can't keep pretending I'm not a sinner. Lord knows I'm trying. Need this holy water to keep me from dying. Well, I've seen too many bottoms of a bottle for a man my age, my mama would say. And I've dug all the ditches and burned so many bridges, but that's just the price I pay. Heaven knows the hard living, the Broadway women gonna take me to my grave. But that city isn't helping my state of mind, 'cause all the music sounds the same. This holy water is what I need to keep my sorrows from drowning over me. Lord, I can't keep pretending I'm not a sinner. Lord knows I'm trying. Need this holy water to keep me from dying. Oh, to keep me from dying. This holy water is what I need to keep my sorrows from drowning over me. Oh Lord, I can't keep pretending I'm not a sinner. Lord knows I'm trying. Need this holy water to keep me from dying.